Welcome back in. Now, social media is part of many of our lives, including, of course, our kiddos. Unfortunately, though, it's also a way that some kids are being bullied. But Instagram has launched some new features which could help. This afternoon, I have with me Kira Wong O'Connor from Meta to explain. Kira, what exactly, how, can they help?
Yeah, well, thank you so much, Tatiana, for having me today. Bullying is one of our top concerns at Instagram and Meta, and we know that young people across the country and across the world, it is also one of their top concerns, and along with their parents as well. We know that this happens, and so what we're trying to do at Meta is build tools and resources to help young people ensure that they are able to manage their online experiences so that they have positive and good experiences while online. So recently, just a couple weeks ago, we launched two new tools, or actually tools that we've had already, but refreshers to these tools called Limits and Restrict. With Limits, we're able to allow young people to limit the interactions that they are getting to their just close friends when they might be experiencing some type of bullying behavior by others. We also have a wonderful tool called Restrict, which allows young people to restrict the interactions that they have with different people online. So let's say I'm getting bullied by someone at school and they follow me on Instagram. I can restrict them so that I don't have to see the content that they're sending to me on comments or through my direct messages. And I can go about my daily activities without having to engage, but without also having to block or report that person, which might potentially have them, finding out that I'd done that, which could lead to retaliation at school. So we're really trying to think of ways that young people need and how they need the tools to operate on Instagram as they function in their everyday life. So these are two of our newest updates to our tools that will hopefully help young people when it comes to bullying online.
Well, sometimes I feel like the argument is, well, Kira, folks are just more sensitive nowadays. It's not that big a deal. Why is that really not the best way to go about this?
Well, I think when someone would say that, I would just respond by saying, well, everybody's different and everyone has different experiences and different levels of what they'd like to tolerate when online or even when in person. So these tools really give people the option to say, you know what, this is where I'm going to set my boundaries and this is what I like to see online. And, that's just the way it's going to be. And I think having that really empowers young people to say, this is how I want to have my online life and my experience. And so we're really happy to provide those tools for young people.
Kira, how does it feel to be able to offer this to folks? Because like you said, at one point it was just let's block things like that. But then the conversation about retaliation is an option. So how does it feel to be a part of hopefully positive change?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, a part of my job, I've been doing this now on Instagram and Meta for over 6 years, and I speak directly with young people. And this is something they've told us again and again is like, we need Instagram and Meta's help to help us manage our time. And it feels good to be able to say, like, we're giving you the tools that you've told us you want and you need. And so I really take pride in knowing that we've gone out across the country, like I said, listened to young people and really taken on their feedback and then built tools that help answer their needs.
And when it comes to this tool, I feel like sometimes when it comes to restaurants, they're just like, only in limited time or like only certain sections we're releasing this. When is this? Is this available now? Can I access it, being in Ohio? Does it have to be a California thing? How does it work?
No, it's available everywhere. And this was rolled out, I think, about 3 weeks ago now. So all you have to do is go straight into your settings on Instagram. And what I do, because, in settings, there's so many different things to look at. I just search in my settings for limits or restrict. And then you can see exactly how to use both of these tools, which I think would be really, really helpful for both parents and young people to explore how they can use these tools in their everyday life.
And then I suppose my last question to you is, what if I feel kind of, as a teenager, feel guilty because sometimes the bully makes you feel bad for not letting them bully you. So it's just like by putting up these things, I'm not strong enough, I'm not good enough, like I can't handle it. What would you say to a teen who's thinking like maybe I should use these things because it's not fair, it doesn't feel good?
Yeah, it doesn't feel good when you're experiencing bullying, whether that's, in person or online. One of the things I would say is like really do explore things like limits because you can really limit your interactions with your close friends. And I'll explain close friends really quickly as well as we have a tool on Instagram that allows you to pick, as many or as little people that you want to keep in your close friend circle. So you can choose to share only stories with close friends. You can then limit your interactions with your close friends. So you can still be engaging in social media and having that interaction, but in a really kind of close and safe space. So I think these are kind of the three tools I would tell people to check out would be close friends, limits, and restrict.
Close friends, limit and restrict. All about, again, setting those boundaries so that way people can leave you alone and then you're able to have a safe space on the internet because, of course, those two things aren't always mutually exclusive.
Exactly.
Kara, thank you so much for taking the time. And, of course, we will be right back.